mid laners have been banned out or picked.
That is absolutely true. And the Beatrix in the mid lane it's still pretty decent against this Barca.
It's good, but we haven't seen Haji play it before.
That's right. Well, I think we did. I think we might have did.
In M3, we haven't seen it, right? So that kind of says that maybe they're not too comfortable playing that Beatrix, right?
Yep. And again, at this point, Grand Finals, the teams are here, Blacklist International. This is a team that never plays an uncomfortable hero. That's what I feel from them. Nathan, of course, the answer to this tanky Uranus, you have damage that will scale. Good combination with this Rafaela, and that's your OHIP hero. How do you answer now if you're Onic PH? Do you take this Brody or the Clint? Or you just let the Farsa stay in the mid lane, get Lilia perhaps?
Because I
that's
saved my nation from falling apart.
Still the Yusun Shin pickup for Onic PH. Again, they want to get some vision, utility on the map with the Mountain Shocker. Also scaling up to that late game is going to be great going up against this kind of team. But they need a strong gold laner to end this off. Or maybe perhaps we've already seen the gold laner once again. This Cho can be flexed. Sure, we haven't seen a lot of that, but it still can be the case here. Onic PH, they have a chance to pick up a Lilia. If they do pick up the Lilia here, it's going to be really good.
Yep.
Lolita! Baloyski?
Okay.
Alright, you forced me on the Matilda. I'm going to simply pick up the Lolita. First time for Baloyski.
And it's so good because
it is. It really is, exactly.
Oh, wow.
This is a hero that has been left under the, in this draft so far, based on the 2 games. You haven't seen it at all. Actually, no, based on the 9 games they played in the upper brackets, they haven't played this at all. This is insane. Finally bringing it up the Lolita.
Yep.
And look, they're going up against 2 marksmen, like you said. It's really good timing. With Blacklist, they're forced to now. Only Lilia is opened up for that mid laner if they do want to put this Nathan in the jungle.
But then again, there's a lot of choices, right? Rafaela, as well as the Barats. Rafaela provides for the Barats to become a jungler. So it is indeed going to be the case. And we're going to be put in that Esmeralda slot. Again, Esmeralda versus Uranus.
Haji Beatrix.
Haji Beatrix, exactly. And look at him go, Coach Yeb making sure that his team is ready to go. It's gonna be a mountain to climb. It's only just 2 more wins for Blacklist International, but for Onic PH, they have to start with 0.
Well, let's see right now. The coaches will show each other respect right there. And man, based on the draft, I feel like both have a very good draft. It's all gonna come down to the execution, but one thing I'm scared of is Onic PH, they usually just really like to play on with those winning lanes. Now, with this draft, you can kind of say that their winning lane, I don't know about it.
I think that my guess is Farsa is going into the gold lane.
Farsa is
Yeah, confirmed Farsa is gold lane, and then we're gonna see that trademark Cho in mid for Hatred. And as for Blacklist, we already confirmed it. Haji on the Beatrix. Let's see how this performs in game number 3 in this best of 7 for the World Championship. Onic PH versus Blacklist International. I'm loving it.
Well, who would have thought that we'll go back in 2021 for a double tank setup in the mid lane? And the support roles, right? It has been a long time.
Haji blasting away at Baloyski, forcing out that flicker. Oh my Venus puts in a little more just to make sure. Forcing out an early recall down bottom, but here in this lane, close. He's gonna get denied his gold. Cart barely gets it. Marky with the wings by wings, scaring him to death. Almost to death.
Oh, look at the Barats. I think he's going to make a move on to Farsa.
Low. That's a 2v1 down there. Kairi using that passive so perfectly. They're going to get first blood on the Marky. A surprising amount of damage on the Barats. Kairi traces this away too much. It's a double kill for the big Dino on Wise.
Ultimate bonding experience. That is the name of the game. What the heck was that? I'm lost for words right now. Wise.
That's a massive lead, man. Wise was just phenomenal, using the so-called teamwork as well as the big guy passive. And Onic PH made a mistake trying to go close range against the Barats. That's what you never want to do. Surely you have the passive from Wise, from Yusun Shin, but both Farsa as well as this Yusun Shin so low makes it so that just 1 kill for Wise will proc the killing spree and eventually will win the 2v1.
Not to mention the holy healing. So yeah, perfectly put. It's a mini ultimate bonding experience, but it was so clutch. 1,000 gold ahead already. Blacks International not even starting up this turtle. They're going to pull it over to their end of this nest. Mountain Shocker checking where everyone is. Edward going to try to keep Delarski at bay. Here's all 4 members wailing away. Oh, maximum range on this turret. And that's going to be Detna's welcome. Getting Mobrella, throwing him into a wall. Kyrie going to secure it. Bombs away. Haji throws out.
Edward?
No caution to the wind. That's Kyrie taken down. Traded out for Edward. 2 for 1 so far. Baloyski falls. Blacklist International securing the body count but gives up the turtle. Was that worth it?
Definitely not for Onic PH, for sure. They get the turtle, surely. But then again, Blacklist International, again with the baits, they lure Onic PH into that spot once again where they were clumped out together. And with the AoE from Blacklist International was just way too good of a damage. And the fact that they also had to use Marky into the mid lane.
Oh! Face check into that Numenon blast, and Delarski punishing them, putting so many stacks on that Ionic Edge. Spots out the Queen. He's not done. He's going to try to take down this Rafaela. Holy healing. Detna's welcome. Delarski purifies, and let's go. Wolf, you were saying?
Yeah. They had to use the Barca into the mid lane, which kind of left Ohem free with at least 2 lanes.
Oh! Finally gets it. So there's a little bit of delayed gratification for Onic.
Look at that face, Marky, with the smirk right there. He's so happy about that. But again, Blacklist International now early on, already pushing in the pace. This is not going to be good. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's going to be a fight here in the purple buff. A punish onto the attempted steal and invade. Wow, again, it's a holy healing and the killing spree. Deadly combo.
So fixated into trying to punish Wise this time. And so far, Wise has been winning all of them. 3-0-1 on this Barats with the help of Oh My Venus. Just not leaving this. This is, again, Rafaela and Barats combination. And Blacklist International are really the big proponents of this. And they have mastered it so well.
Well, let's see right now. Blacklist International going in with the winning lanes, able to get so much done on the map. Again, this is one of the critical elements that made Onic PH such a force in that upper brackets. The winning lanes that are able to set up for the turtle, for that neutral objectives, the banana split, remember. And now Blacklist with their own winning lanes and their winning jungler. It's so hard for Onic Philippines to just crack open and just play their game. The banana split hasn't been a thing since game 2.
Yep, in a vacuum, yes, Onic is winning the lanes 1v1. Delarski dictating the pace, I mean, kicking Edward out of his lane. But when it comes to these exchanges, I mean, Blacklist International just winning completely, securing that turtle, forcing Baloyski away, and in this case, it's fine. Edward looking low. Delarski gets a kill. Haji unable to protect his Esmeralda. They're gonna have to disengage here, and look how deep Onic is.
Yeah, again, Onic Philippines, this is what they need to do. They need to start to play their own game, play their game. Oh, no.
Baloyski taking down the shield was not enough to protect him, plus the tenacity. Haji on this Beatrix, something else.
This was far too low. I think it's again Wise just running literally over this Lolita, and Lolita cannot stop the damage output coming out from Wise. And they're just using this Barats with the turtle buff so well, and look at how much chunk, how big of a chunk of the damage he deals against all of these heroes. That's the strength of a jungle Barats, and with the Rafaela to help him out with more movement speed, and then eventually the War Axe proccing, it just makes so much place for the team. And eventually, we just talked about it, 2 sentences, and eventually Blacklist gets a push up the bottom lane.
You're right, Marky has to be present. If not, they'll just suffer the same consequences. Wise trampling over them with this Barat, so they have to perfectly time these team fights. I'm guessing Kyrie has to be on point every time.
Yeah, finally now, it's actually a switch, right? Usually we see Onic PH, the ones with the early lead. Oh my goodness, picking up another kill on the board, and they're looking for more here. Onic Philippines on the other map, on the other side, I mean.
That's it. Haji goes for the rage, and there's a way of the dragon, damage. But they just served him up to Kyrie. Edward pushing them back. Baloyski with the Numenon Blast. Trapped between 3 members. They're going to try to get this kill. And there's the rage. There's the passion. And there's a trade so far. 1 for 2. Haji goes down. Cleared out for Edward. And they're just pushing in. So many turrets going down. Top, bottom, mid. only gonna be stopped by Marky. Wings by wings away. Here comes Oh My Venus and Edward biting down. Marky's gonna survive this one. Mountain Shocker. Oh My Venus catches a few, but Wise is gonna steal away this orange.
My goodness. Total map control for the side of Blacklist International as Oheb is now freely farming around. When Blacklist International makes a play on the opposite side of the map, there is Oheb just taking turrets, and now they are farmed up. 4,000 gold lead for Blacklist International.
2 levels right now for Wise on top of Kyrie. Oh, Hatred!
Okay.
Way of the Dragon by Hatred. That's Oheb catches the Space Time Walker. Oh, the Winter Blast, no one home. That's going to be the Turtle. Prioritized here by Yi Shin. Onic PH gets it, but at what cost? His life! Edward takes down Kyrie. Boloyski and Delarski are running. Here comes Edward dancing around Boloyski. Put up a shield. I'm gonna eat it. Delarski as well. There's the Holy Healing, stunning the Uranus. Look at the damage coming in from Marky. Blasting away at the Esmeralda. He's dancing away, prancing to safety. And Wise looking to punish. He's gonna stomp down onto this Uranus. And here comes Edward and Haji. Answering back. Renner from Haji. And there's a jump falling star move from behind the turret. Hatred looking for a target. Knocks up Wise. Answers that was welcome, and the Way of the Dragon. He still eats him up though. Num 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 num. Down goes the Barats. Venus goes as well. What a re-engage and a counter initiation by Onic, resulting in a 2 for none.
What the heck is happening now? Both of the teams going turn after turn again. Both of the sides just baiting it out, and now we are going to take a look at a replay here, Wolf.
Yeah, I think this is where we are going to see where that double stun came from. But yet I have to give it to Hatred, that catching Wise off and then delaying this Way of the Dragon for a little bit so that they can catch up. Eventually, there's the stun. It came from both Baloyski as well as Marky. And then eventually, they just took 2 heroes, cutting down the deficit to just 800 and getting the mid lane turret as well. Bottom lane push, Onic Page have recovered. And it was off of them just trying to win the fights. The extended fights now, Blacklist International lost.
Marky was the MVP in that fight, man. You see the positioning of that man going over the wall from the orange buff, actually. Not getting caught in the choke point that Blacklist International set up with that Nibiru's passion. But now, Blacklist 4,000 gold lead, already down to a 700. This is where Onic PH can look for some fights, can look for that banana split.
Yep, they closed the gap, and after 2 games, they finally figured out this fluid type of team play, this counter-engage frontliner light strategy, but actually they have to invest in a Lolita and a Uranus to get it. But again, 3rd time's a charm. They might turn this around. 9 minutes, 30 seconds in. Blacklist retains their gold lead, keeping it at about 1,000, keeping that gap open. What's next here? Who do they target? I'm talking about Blacklist International because it looks like it's going to be Boloyski. Detna's welcome into that Lolita. Is this a fight that Wise wants to take? Numinum Blast onto the big Dino. Kyrie takes him down.
Very nice pick off for the side of Onic PH, and this is exactly where they find... Haji! Flame shot from down south, taking down that Beatrix. Oh my god, Marky! The snipe from downtown as they're gonna look for the Lord. But yes, what I wanted to mention is this is where they're most comfortable, right? Onic PH with the lead and going banana split. Larski on the Uranus just being such a nuisance, distracting every single member. And look, objectives coming in their way. This is the Onic PH I expected to see in game 1.
Hatred finds one with the Feathered Airstrike response by Marky, zoning away Blacklist International. And now, with that 1 win, I mean, they did get a Lord here. They're backed on the lead. Onic PH about 2K.
You know how they found the kill onto Wise? Wise was quite deep, yeah, but sure. But Onic PH normally will not take the fight because that's a Barats anyways. Hatred actually spotted out both Oheb as well as Oh My Venus, and he actually wasn't found by both Oheb and Oh My Venus. That little opening, that little information that Onic PH was able to get and read onto Blacklist International allowed them to make a play against this Wise Barats, and then eventually the fight.
And that's exactly how Onic should be playing, right? Answering heroes on a multiple level scale. Trade up. Trade up. In that sense, it was Hatred who won, and now it's the Uranus on Delarski down bottom. You have to really check him out.
Marky.
What was that?
The damage from Marky. That's just Marky.
No, not just the damage. He's playing. He doesn't play like a Forza. He's playing like a brawler, a fighter. He's going in 1v5.
He used his mobility tool
to engage.
Check down bottom. Haji's in trouble. Uses that Purify to protect himself. They're going to go ahead and take down a turret in mid. Now going to be the inhibitor in mid as well. So that's tier 2. And all tier 3s, they're all inside the base now. Boloysi catches quite a bit. Might have been too much. Flicker already used up. Holy healing by Oh My Venus. Then is welcome. Dilarski purifying. No, actually just staying alive. It's a cancelled engage by Blacklist International. And it's enough. Marky is just so ahead here. Even sitting at 3-1-5. He's playing like he's 6-0-3.
Gonna have to give it to Baloyski, though. He's very brave against Blacklist International. He's already at 4 deaths. Has to be very careful, actually. But I think he knows his limits. Does have the Athena shield now on top of the grass.
Finds one way the dragon. The perfect assassination. Execution at its excellent. And that's going to be one traded out, though. I mean, worth it if you're going to be taken down. The marksman, but look at this jump by Edward. Falling Star Moon onto Marky, shutting down the Farsa 2 for 2. It's getting messy, but it's what they need to close the gap.
Yeah, Onic Philippines, this is exactly what they need. Make it messy, because aside of Blacklist International, they want to make it just very organized, play with the ultimate bonding experience. And honestly, that is why is that so surprising to us? Because we've seen more tank shows, more like semi-tank shows in this tournament. Finally seeing someone with high and dry and that much damage, able to just one-shot Oheb, that's something that's so unnatural to us, to our eyes right now.
And I would really have to give it to Hatred. He probably have played it so much. He knows exactly how much damage he's able to get. I mean, nobody would have jumped against 3 members of Blacklist International to think that there is a Rafaela to really sustain that guy. But Hatred knows that with his high and dry, he's going to be able to get kills. Baloyski is far from home as well as Hatred, but...
There you go, spotted out. He knows exactly where everyone is.
No, no.
On to 3. Here comes Hayden from the back, taking down Oheb, serving you up to Kyrie. And now Wise caught out in the middle of 3. Another way of the dragon onto the big dino. Marky answers back with a feathered airstrike. Down goes Wise. Trade 1 for 2 so far. Marky getting danced on, taken down by Haji. And now Edward gonna be protected. But yes, top lane is getting pushed in. Edward's still onto Baloyski here. And this is exactly where Baloyski wants him.
Wait a minute.
And they let go. Oh,
that's the split. Hatred, though. It's gonna be checked by One Venus.
Spotted.
Look at the just one attack with only fast just almost clears the card.
It's not over.
They're not done. Dilarski slowing down Haji. There's the Nibiru's passion. Haji looking the way of the dragon. The stacks as well. Down he goes. Baloyski. Hatred still alive. Edward looking for him. Numenon Blast unable to keep Oh My Venus down.
No way he
and
gets
Hatred outplaying him with the flicker. And there's the Falling Star Moon. Enough for Edward to take him down. So messy, so many team fights happening at the same time. Dilarski chasing him down. And I think we're going to slow down here. Pace yourselves, boys.
Nope, we're not.
We're not.
Nope, it's just Dilarski buying time. And there's the answer by Marky. Feathered airstrike plus the flame shot into the dark.
Wise.
Entropy, switching it up, and okay, they disperse.
They disperse finally. But then again, I think this is an opening for Blacklist International to actually take the Lord. They know that the feathered airstrike is not yet available. So that is really the call here, but it will be spotted out. Oheb as well as Wise, they deal so much damage onto the Lord, and Oh My Venus, as I said, we're just zoning them out. Great call from Blacklist International.
Red team has
My God, the way they chain these events together is just so unnatural, so well done by Blacklist International. But now it's time to take a look, deep dive at the items. Now we finally know why Hatred's doing that much. The Blade of Heptases and the BOD. This is a full damage show. But that last item, he was building a little bit defensively now. Baloyski finishing up that dominance ice as well. At this point, we're talking about the late game. Who has it?
I can easily say it's Blacklist International. They have 2 marksmen.
Wait.
And no, they're trapped. What a pincer maneuver from Blacklist.
Oh, they're gonna get Marky here and Dilarski. Baloyski still has a chance to retreat, putting up that shield. They let go, and top lane. You gotta watch top lane. This is very fast. Marky gets taken down. Too late, charging up the Numenon Blast. Oheb, forward entropy, in this case backward, trying to chase down Dilarski, and Edward goes to answer the show up top.
Somebody has to stop this bottom lane push.
No one's going to. No one can to. Wait a minute. Baloyski, he's not going for the Lord. He's going for a fight.
Yeah, because Kyrie made the call, and Haji answers back with a Nibiru's passion. But the damage is done. The damage is done. They get bottom lane inhibitor.
Oh, what a sneak coming out from Blacklist International. A great read, knowing that Onic PH cannot engage anymore. And we're talking about scaling, right? Mirko, you asked this question. I would say it's easy for Blacklist International to take it. Then again, if you're looking at their itemization, it also amplifies that fact, because now they have Athena shield across Oheb and Wise, which means that they now have the ways to deal with Marky. And so far, as good as Marky was in the first few minutes of the game, this time at 16 minutes, it's more difficult. Surely his his contribution to team fights is still very good. The wave clear is still there. The damage, the burst is there. But then again, it's already being answered by Blacklist International.
Let's see right now, Blacklist International going in and zoning away the members from the side of Onic PH to take the turrets down. In the mid lane as well, Beloyski, he's there, but you know, he's just tanking up damage. He's just trying to be a nuisance, but the damage is just simply too much from the side of Blacklist. Look at how they're able to control the map here. They take 2 waves for the price of 1 in that bottom side. Let it be.
Yep, prime positioning for Marky though. Despite the rocky and turbulent past couple of team fights, he still knows his job. And right now, he put his foot on the clutch, changed gears, and it says that now they're playing a defensive game. Hatred, he's changed from being an assassin into a split pusher, and he's trying to find this free kill onto Edward. It's 3v1, no 4v1, but here comes the rest of Blacklist. They're gonna go ahead and collapse. Look at the switch up. It's Marky now caught in no man's land. Oheb gets him, and that's 1 down for the side of Onic PH. 4 defenders versus 5. They're looking to siege. They're looking to get more inhibitors.
Oh man, you gotta have to be amazed how Blacklist International is just baiting Onic PH so many times. Hatred wants to go for a play, maybe onto Haji this time.
He's gonna get it.
Is he gonna get it? Is he actually looking to get it?
Hatred, where are you going?
Patience
He
from
has
Hatred.
free entry. There's a Numenon Blast. They are going to take this inhibitor yet again. Oh, Edward goes down, maybe a little too forward. Hatred? No.
Patience from Hatred.
Not here.
They feel like they don't have enough damage, and honestly, I do understand. Marky was taken down. Without Marky, it's only Kyrie that can really go and deal damage. But if you look at the compositions, do you really want that Eason Chin to dash forward? Exactly. It's not going to be an option whatsoever. So very, very good, patient play coming in. Even though it might have looked like a good play, in the grander, it's just not gonna. It's not gonna work, honestly.
Yep. You have to be careful if you're Onic.
Oh, wait! Dennis, welcome. Purified here, let go. Answer back by Marky. Feathered airstrike, down goes Oh My Venus, popping the immortality. Kyrie taken down by Wise. There's a 3-man stun with the Numenon Blast. And the flame shot down south, buying Beloyski 1 kill. Could there be another backwards entropy? Here comes Edward, dancing around. Wise still trying to fight against his Uranus, still has an immortality. He's getting blasted
Haji
here by Farsa. Here comes Haji. Oh, who's his spot? Oh, this is odd.
Lord. This is Lord.
Backline took too much. That's a 2-for-1, and eventually, yes, should convert into a Lord.
Yeah, it looked really good for Onic PH, but you gotta remember that it was the jungler traded for Venus, alright? Venus is only a roamer in this game. He's only died 2 times. It's not going to be that huge factor that can turn around the game, especially in this 19-minute mark. Onic PH, they might have bit too much than they could chew right now.
I agree. And now they're trying to split the map, but with more heroes in favoring Blacklist International, might be good. Marky going for the steal, will not get it.
Not gonna happen. They tried it with the Ionic Edge as well. Here comes Hatred, catches a blast from Haji and Oheb as well. Nice jump in by Edward, not gonna find any contact. Just like that, Blacklist International scores a Lord and is back to doing damage control on the map. It's relatively blue, so at least Onic has done good on that front.
4,000 gold lead for Blacklist, and they're going to be able to push in more here. Again, 2 inhibitor turrets taken away. That is 2 constantly pushing waves. They can build it up with the Lord as well. Look at the bottom side, slow pushing. Mid lane as well. Top side can just do that, and this might just be the end of the game. This is most probably going to be the final fight either way.
That's 20 minutes. You have to be careful if you're Marky. You're the only wave clear, the guaranteed wave clear from Onic PH, and
he's already used it.
He's already used it. That is true.
He's gonna have maybe 1 more by the end. Delarski though, look at the burst on the side of Blacklist. Doesn't get caught by the render. Here comes Wise spacing out Beloyski. And there's the damage from Oheb. Entropy already in tow. Delarski putting up a perimeter. The only hope left for the PL. Marky with a feathered airstrike. Gonna stave the Lord here this time around, but they will lose top lane inhibitor.
It's a lot of minions
it's
still.
not over, they're still going. Look at how low Delarski is popping him with immortality. There's an Numenon Blast stun onto 3. There's an immortality
but
pop.
the base,
Kyrie go down. It was all about the base. Blacklist International able to score 3-0. What's happening?
Point.
Oh my goodness, and the punish was there. Blacklist International, they started this game strong. They're the lineup with the better scaling, but with 2 kills onto Wise, it allowed them to just control the lanes. By God, Onic PH actually were able to recover, making this game 3 very interesting, but unfortunately, just the raw damage and scaling from both the Nate and the Beatrix It was just way too good for Blacklist International, and now they're at match point.
They did enough in that last team fight to move up the waves, to make sure that Marky was overloaded when it comes to his responsibilities as the only good choice for wave clear, and eventually snuck in that win. Could have been close. Could have been one more defense, especially after that 3-man Numenon blast.
It's going to be really hard again because, like you said, Wolf, wave clear. Wave clear is #1, and the Feather Airstrike was used way too early to get some damage done. Now, it's a risky play. It did work out for Onic PH.
We're at the cusp of another champion being crowned. Before that, let's go through over to our analysts. Let's look back at game number 3. Gideon Q and LaFell, tell us what happened.
Thanks, Leo. As you throw, we catch here at the analyst stand, and now Blacklist International at match point. So let's break it down how they got to this point, because overall, the draft seemingly as on brand for both teams.
Yeah, honestly, this is one of those games where the draft is good, but we really have to look at what happened in game. And Onic Philippines, it looks like they're starting to misjudge a lot of things. In the earliest stages of the game, they didn't understand the power spike that Barat has, giving him over 2 free kills. Kyrie died 2 times in the early stages of the game, and Marky played very, very well. But again, he played, like the cast say, is interesting to watch. He plays like a brawler, but more often than not, he's actually putting himself in danger.
That's the thing. I mean, it's those micro mistakes. It's one of the few things where it's hard to judge, like Barat, hitting that trample effect, getting those stacks right on time, which is a little unlucky for Onic PH. But let's break this down. Let's look at the items. Do you see anything that really stands out to you?
As of right now, honestly, from the side of Blacklist or Onic Philippines, they're all playing very, very standard in terms of itemization. It's just that the thing that we do have to talk about is Wise. Earlier in the game, he took the HP orb thingy, and because of that, he has a little bit more damage once he has that big guy stack. And I feel like that was part of the mistake coming in from the side of Onic Philippines, because usually Barat is very, very oppressive when he plays in lane. And they thought, okay, maybe in the jungle it's not going to be that big of a problem, but again, they misjudged that. Cho did so well in this game. Once he has the Blade of Ecstasies as well as the Blade of Despair, he can basically just one-shot anyone. However, ever since the side of Haji has that Wind of Nature, he became very, very hesitant to really go to the backline.
It came down to just sheer execution here, which is the scariest part, because even for Blacklist International, if they mis-executed, as we saw some of the fights, that's when Onic PH was able to turn it around. A big catalyst for it was going to be Beloyski. Every single time they had Flicker, that's when he makes a big play. But once we saw the adaptation from Blacklist International, keeping track of Beloyski's Flicker time, then it becomes a lot less potent. They're willing to make more aggressive plays.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Onic Philippines, they have a lot of tools to engage, but coming in from both sides of the team, the way that they play is, like our casters say, it's very messy. It's all over the place. Keeping track of every single thing is so difficult. And looking at this right now is actually benefiting for the side of Blacklist, because the heroes that they have, they can kind of take care of themselves. Even though Blacklist, they like to play together, but Oheb and Nathan, yeah, just chase after me. I'm going to entropy out. I have Flicker. The Barasi can take a lot of damage, and whoever is going to get low, Venus will be there to heal them up. On the side of Onic Philippines, they really want to catch someone off with the Lolita stun, as well as Marky trying to stun them up. And again, Marky did a lot of damage, but if Blacklist, they're all over the place, chaotic, even he is having a tough time trying to prioritize who he should burst out first.
I mean, it's really, really rough. Onic PH, they wanted to steal away these comfort picks from Blacklist International, but it looks like Blacklist International are just running off of that huge momentum in the past 2 games, and you can tell that even Onic PH, to a degree, are giving way too much respect to Blacklist International, allowing them to start taking down turrets after an initial mistake in the early game. And most importantly, when you look at the damage, it really is in Blacklist's favor due to these big team fights.
Yeah, and again, look at how many damage coming in from everyone. From the side of Onic Philippines, it's different. The main damage dealers is Marky as well as Kyrie. Both of these heroes are the only ones that really went above 50,000. Dalarski did 51,000, which is great, but it's nowhere enough to take down anyone from the side of Blacklist International. Edward 96, Oheb 75, Haji 74, Wise 94. Overall, they do a lot of damage individually. And from the side of Onic Philippines, Hatred, he did good. He engaged a lot. But again, getting that damage onto Haji is so difficult, or even Noheb, just because again, there's a lot of mechanisms to really help them survive.
Yeah, I feel like Onic PH at this point are feeling the nerves coming in against Blacklist International. They're losing that momentum, and Blacklist is just playing off of the hype after each and every one of those games. Even recently, Onic was able to tweet out, hey, we need to reset. Literally one word, reset. And Onic PH this time, it's not going to help them that much, especially as they move into the next game. But Blacklist International here, Edward on this Esmeralda, whether it is going to be the Uranus or Esmeralda, he really knows his matchups. Our MVP of game number 3.
Yeah, and again, Edward just have a unique kind of playstyle where he opens up the map so wide for side of Blacklist that it makes it very easy for their core damage dealers to really come out and really judge where their position should really be, because we saw in the previous 2 games, the Farsa is a big problem dealing damage directly to the backside, directly to the core damage dealers. But in this game, Edward just controlled it so well that they're not really that pressured so much.
You can feel how they're comfortable. They don't necessarily have to immediately use their spells. A lot of the times when it comes down to punishing Hatred, in a matter of fact, comes down to Wise just holding on to that Daytona's Welcome and delaying it on purpose to wait to catch him off the Shinpo. There just isn't enough pressure coming out of Onic, and I think at this point, they are